My name is Joe Weingart, and it's Mad Science Print Lab Chicago. We are in the West Town area. We are screen printers / embroidery, more on the screen print side because that's our passion rather than embroidery. We started off in 2013. My business partner and I both were really into clothing, and we just decided to make a business out of it one day. And here we are, some 8-9 years later. We do a ton of water base. We actually just prefer the quality of water base over plastisol print, and pretty much any shop out there can execute a plastisol print. When it comes to water base, there's very few that can do it well. We printed for several years on manuals. We had up to like 4 or 5 manuals at one time, and we had about 3 or 4 guys running at all times. It was cool, but standing in line waiting for the dryer wasn't cool. Oh. You know, so we had 4 guys on manuals, and I mean, it just took forever. We're spending more money on payroll than we were, you know, that needed to be. Let the machine do the work rather than employees doing the work. Yeah, we went to our first auto probably 4 or 5 years ago, and we never looked back. Yeah. Essentially, we wish we had another, or at least a bigger one than we have now. Most of it was just writing things down and losing them half the time. But, I mean, it got to that point where we're like, okay, we really need to buckle down and become a business. We were using something called Trello for a little while, which is like basically a free scheduling type of app that you use online. And finally you came in and said, hey, do you guys ever hear of a software called Printavo? And I'm like, actually, we've been using it for a year. Well, had it for a year. And you're like, why are you not using it? It's so much easier to use, helps you keep track of scheduling, calendar. I can't stress enough that that's one thing that you should immediately start with. Once there's a ton of moving parts in your business, it has to have structure. Mm-hmm. I can't stress that enough. And once you have structure, everything else kind of falls into place. The structure of it is great for us because you can watch everything go through the ranks of your order rather than just being like, hey, we have this order written up that has to be done by Friday. This actually gives us the ability to lay out a schedule, lay out different steps of what it's going to be, and knowing that that thing's not going to get done until this step has been met, which a lot of the other stuff that we're using before didn't have anything. Right. I mean, and one thing that it really helps us out is getting payments from customers. I can't stress that enough because you could send out an order to a customer, or like a quote or something like that, and getting them to physically send a deposit through PayPal or whatever it's going to be. This kind of forces them to do that, to accept the order, and it immediately sends them a request for the 50%. I can't stress enough how much it's increased our cash flow by being able to get the money immediately. Now it's helping us by getting those deposits in there because it won't move to the next step in the process of Printavo until that payment's made. It's a great system. I mean, I can't stress enough how much better things have gotten around here by using it. And the fact that they're local to Chicago makes it that much better.